Good morning. Welcome to the SDVoE Academy stage here at ISE 2024. I'm Gareth Heywood, and today I'm going to talk about how SDVoE is not only an AV over IP solution, but it's also great for point-to-point extension. And we're going to show how you can use a hybrid approach to installations to make the best of both worlds. So, what's clear about SDVoE? It is the most flexible and powerful AV over IP solution. But with that, you actually have dual functionality. You can also connect SDVoE endpoints together directly, point to point, and therefore use them for in-room extension, for example. And because it uses standard 10 gigabit Ethernet, it's one cable that extends the HDMI up to 4K 6444 over a single Cat6a cable up to 100 meters guaranteed performance, even in the presence of electrical noise and EMI. So let's just quickly overview of a typical SDVoE use case. Typically, you have a transmitter with your sources connect to them. That connects into the Ethernet switch, a receiver that connects to your displays, maybe USB to a keyboard and mouse. All the endpoints are fully discoverable by the SDVoE server and controllable via third-party software using the SDVoE API command set. However, SDV, as I said, is not only an AV over IP extension and distribution standard. It's also great for point-to-point extension. Think HD-Base-T, for example. Here, I'm showing the exact same setup, but what we've done is just remove the 10 gig switch. We've removed software control. Now the HDMI and USB just flows between the two endpoints over a single cable. So you've got full 100 meters of Cat6a standard copper cable for extension in the room or outside the room using standard 10 gigabit Ethernet interfaces, which guarantees robust performance. So clearly SDVoE is the only AV extension standard that fully supports both AV over IP and point-to-point AV extension. So what does that mean for when you're doing your installs? It means you can take a hybrid approach. It means that you can still use AV over IP for the core distribution of your AV sources. But you may also have some huddle rooms that within the huddle room, you just need some local extension. For example, to get from the tabletop to the ceiling mounted projector. In this case, we're going to use a very simple 2x2 matrix switch here, still using the same technology as SDVoE, but it's just kind of turned inside out. We're just using the 10 gig as an extension port to get to the projector. So in this case, it's purely point to point. We can still access remote AV sources because we have this SDVoE wall plate transceiver. Now, SDVoE is the only solution that provides for true transceiver functionality on a single endpoint. In this case, we're using the HDMI output into the matrix switch, so we can switch between external AV sources or the local laptop to the projector. And again, note this is an SDVoE projector. It just so happens to not be connected to a network switch. The key obviously here is that all AV endpoints and devices are SDVoE compatible. And what this means is, it means in the future, if things change and you want to change this huddle room and the way it all works together, we can simplify it dramatically because we simply now use the fact that we're using a transceiver wall plate. We use the HDMI input. The local sources go via the SDVoE network. The projector is now connected into the network, so you still have the same functionality within the room. You can view AV sources that are remote, plus local ones on this projector, but you've really reduced the hardware footprint of the huddle room. You've got rid of that 2x2 matrix switch. You've got less devices in there, better environmental footprint, less things to maintain, less things to go wrong, fewer devices to have to make sure that they're working properly each time you go in the room. Plus, now it's all under software control. No more having to physically switch to select sources. You simply go to a wall plate and touch panel and select sources using software. So it really does future-proof things if you take this hybrid approach. So SDVoE, as I said, is not only a flexible and versatile AV over IP technology, it's also a very powerful and cost-effective point-to-point AV extension solution. It's much more robust than other alternative AV extension solutions because it's using standard 10 gigabit Ethernet, which is a very robust IEEE standard. Makes it ideal for doing low-cost HDMI extender products as well. And those extender products, let's not forget, they're SDVoE. They can be connected into a switch and now used for AV over IP. So SDVoE really does provide the flexibility for system designers to address both in-room AV extension and AV over IP distribution, all from a single standard, SDVoE.